Hello, I'm here. I'm sorry I'm late. The word of the week is aggrieved. Tell your friends. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Hello, and thank you for joining me. Um, it's been a bit of a quieter week. I think 2025 is it's feast or famine with collectibles. I really strongly feel that way. So let's see. Hopefully a quick stream's a good stream. But speaking of aggrieved, it's really funny because if you follow me on Instagram, and if you're not, why aren't you? Six Scale Shiro, all one word. I find it really funny that I have never done the DM to collab. I want to work with you. I've never done it. I've never solicited anything. I don't know that that's something I want to do. And it's really funny because the first email I got was from a company that makes lightsabers. And I went, that's hilarious. And then if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen I posted a story, I think it was last week, where again, I had a second lightsaber company. Like I literally checked the names. I was like, did you not email me last year? I had a second lightsaber company email me and I shared it on my Instagram stories because I said, like, tell me you don't watch my channel without telling me you don't watch my channel. So I ignored the email, right? Because I'm like, seriously, if you send me a lightsaber, you are getting the most ridiculous review ever. You're not going to want it. And then the person emailed again to go, oh, we're worried you missed our email. We're really keen to work with you. And I'm like, are you, Clara? Are you? Have you watched my channel? Have you seen any of my videos? You seriously can't want to collab with me. Why? What am I going to do? I'm probably going to use your lightsaber to like get cobwebs out of my cornices and to play with my cat. I don't think that's the review you want, but I just thought it was so hilarious that they followed up a second time to make sure I hadn't missed their email. And I'm like, oh no, I've read your email. And I laughed and I don't know what you people want from me because you clearly have never seen my channel if you think I'm the person. I don't know, unless you want a satirical review. If you guys are watching this, send me a third email to verify that you've actually seen my channel because I just think it's ridiculous and hilarious that I had two lightsaber companies say they love my content and my unique take and they'd love to collaborate. I'm just like, no. Respectfully, no. Have a nice day. But anyway, how is everyone doing? I sadly didn't get my Joker in time. It was a bit of a bummer. I had the shipping estimate and it said could be Friday, could be Monday. And I had a good streak in that scenario of getting stuff on a Friday, so I can't complain. So no unboxing today, which is probably not a bad thing because I've had a week and a half and I think a quick stream would be a good stream for your buddy Helen. But we've already got a lot. Oh my God, there's so many comments in the chat already. Goodness. I feel like I always take a long time to get into the content, but I want to acknowledge everyone that's like coming to hang out with me. Like I can't do this stream on my own. So the chat is like incredibly valuable. So I appreciate everyone that's either here live or watching on the replay. Like, thank you so much for spending some time with me on your Friday or on your weekend, depending on where you're watching this. Carlos, first in the chat, as always. Good morning, Helen and chat. Sending a big hello from a very warm 89-degree with sunny weather, New Jersey. Last week we were in the 50s and rain. What a pleasant change. That feels like quite a big change. Hot Toys has given us a few interesting figure announcements, but the one I'm really amped for is the Ballerina coming soon announcement. Me too. I'm going to see the movie tomorrow, so this just adds to the excitement. Anyway, we'll catch the replay later, and please do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe as well if you haven't to help out our dear friend Helen. Well, I mean, I always appreciate it. The likes, the subs, they're free. If I'm keeping you entertained each week on a Friday, why not? Hit the like button or subscribe. I'm seeing Ballerina tomorrow as well. I just booked my tickets. I'm really excited. I was so delighted when Hot Toys did the teaser today. Because I do like when a movie's just released, if they just give us, even if it's the hint, it doesn't have to be a figure announcement, just let us know. But it's interesting because it said figure. And I'm hoping it's the ballerina herself and not just he's a John Wick without a vest. Hey, Shuri. Oh, hey, sweet girl. Shuri's had a tough week. It's been, as I say, there's a reason why aggrieved is the word of the week in this house. Oh God, you can probably hear her doing her claws. You can see my little monkey down there. Artisan series Wolverine is a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Look, we'll talk about that Wolverine. I don't think anyone had that on their bingo card, and I know it just brought along with it another chorus of where is Elektra and Gambit, and I agree. It's interesting that we have gotten some pretty niche characters, I'll call them, from this movie before we have gotten a couple of members of the Resistance. So it's interesting because I was thinking about this today because it's almost a year since the movie came out. I remember because I was in the US when I saw it. Actually saw it in, I think I was in Austin, Texas. So yeah, I mean, they're still making announcements. So I mean, I hope Elektra and Gambit are coming for those people who want it, because I think it would be a shame to do half of the Resistance and then stop. Sometimes I wonder if someone makes premium rooted Tim Tams. Oh God, I don't know you'd want rooted Tim Tams. No, let's not do that. Anthony Stanfield's here. Hello. Carlos, the premature ejaculated Burgos. Oh, goodness, Anthony. Toy Collector's here. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. Happy Friday. Absolutely. I'm very happy it's Friday. Master Darcy, good morning. Well, good morning to you. New name, so welcome. Hello. Where's Ballerina? I need some Ana de Armas. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it's not far away. And I actually have a picture of the version I'm hoping is the one that we get. But I am really excited. I actually, I didn't get my Joker, but the Topo Caine suit arrived as Shuri has a little run around. I literally have the box right here. I can open it if people are interested. So let me know. Do you want me to unbox the Caine suit? I sadly don't have my Caine sculptors yet. Bobby Dillon, the nice guy collecting, is sending that to me because, my God, Toy Anxiety postage is ridiculous. But I have it. So if people want me to open the Caine suit, I'm willing to. But I didn't just buy the Caine suit. I bought myself a second John Wick this week. And I should have put in the slides. Has everyone seen that awesome diorama? You can get it from 1/6 Kid, and it's the wall panels from the Tokyo Continental, and they light up. I think I need them. Shuri. Where are you going, monkey? She's got a lot of energy. So I bought a second John Wick to go with Caine because I want my John Wick display of the 3 looks. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I think the Wick display is going to end up in here at some stage. But as I said, I have the Caine. Oh, wow. She's a menace. She probably wishes that was me. I know, Shuri. I know, you're very upset. So let me know, Topo Caine suit. I have some other head sculpts handy that I could use. Let me know. Sharon's here. Hey, it's time to, I'm guessing, party with Helen and the chat crew. I mean, hopefully, let's have a party. Might help keep me awake. I look so tired. What's up, plastic crackheads? Ash, happy Saturday to you. I'm interested what Helen did about the AOA Wolverine. Seems like a strange choice for Artisan figure. Look, it's really interesting. I'll be honest, if they're going to do something as just an Artisan release without a standard release, I'm quite happy for it to be something like this Wolverine or something like Nice Pool. I think Costa had a really great point when he was talking about the figures for Celebration in Japan and saying that when something is like not an essential character to a line, I think it's a lot easier to I guess, or makes it more palatable that it is limited and not everyone can get it, because I feel like Sure, it's a nice to have, but if you had a Deadpool and Wolverine movie display, I don't think that's as essential as something like a Gambit or a Electra. So I think in that case, I don't mind it. I think I don't love it when it's like the Harley Quinn and the Black Widow, where it's like we're just getting Artisan. But I mean, I think a lot of people might have bought Peacemaker and King Shark and would love to have the Harley from the Suicide Squad. Had so many Iron Man remakes. I'm sure people would like to have a new updated Iron Man Black Widow to go with that. So I get a little bit, yeah, with something like the Wolverine, I don't mind that it's just Artisan. And maybe that's just me. Let me know. I'm keen to know, because when I saw that announcement, I did wonder, how popular is it going to be? Is it the kind of thing that maybe down the line people change their mind and we start seeing those waitlist conversions up on Sideshow? Like, I think it'll be an interesting one for sure. You get a Star Wars minute. I don't even know that Star Wars is getting a minute today. I'll be really honest with you. Kate Blake's here. Good morning, afternoon, evening, friends. Well, good morning, afternoon, or evening to you too, Keith. Hope you're doing well. Helen, you should totally do a review on lightsabers. Look, it's really funny because part of me wanted to go, like, what does this involve? Because I'm so keen to know, like, do I have to pay for it? Do I have to pay for postage? Like, what's the deal? Like, what's the agreement? Like, I've never done a promo, and I guess I never came into this thinking that's something I would pursue. So I've gotten maybe one other company approach me about a different product, and I've just ignored the emails, which is probably incredibly rude. I don't know. I still don't know what my strategy or intent is with this channel. It really just was, I don't see female collectors on YouTube. Where are the female collectors? Oh, wait, you're a female collector. You're not on YouTube. If you don't like something and you're not part of a solution, you're part of a problem. So here I am streaming and doing very sporadic video content. Maybe I should ask them what the agreement involves. I'd be so interested to know out of curiosity. Collection Obsessions here. Hi, Helen. Hello to you. Hope you're doing well. Unknown, any news on scamming Wang? Well, no, not really. He's still largely absent from his Facebook group. I did have the slide. Why don't I bring it up quickly? Let's remind people. William Wang forgets he runs a business. So there's been nothing since his photo of boxes on the 11th of May. His post saying he'd relocated to China has legitimately had something like 700 comments. He's been tagged in so many comments. I even saw him tagged in like a post on Collector's Base, which, oh my God, didn't get deleted. Nothing at all. And again, I just quickly want to reiterate, if you have pre-ordered the Jazz Inc. Catwoman through William and rightfully feel nervous about proceeding with that order, you can contact Jazz Inc. to ask that your order gets transferred across to them. I know several Australian collectors that have successfully been able to get their pre-order deposits transferred from William to Yoast. So they had to provide proof of the deposit and the amount they paid. And then what Yoast did was he set the order up on the Jazz Inc. website, and then the deposit amount was credited. So as I said in my stream a couple of weeks ago, the emails that I've seen between Jazz Inc. and other collectors state that William has defaulted on progress payments for the Catwoman. And this irks me because the guy's still taking pre-orders for that figure on his website. And is he going to get stock? Well, I don't think so, because Jazz Inc. did say, hey, we're going to reach out to him, and if we don't hear from him in 7 days, then we'll touch base with you to talk about next steps. So for Jazz Inc. to then start going, yep, we've set up a new order for you, we've credited that amount, I got to think, in my view, hypothetically, that he hasn't responded to them. And that's a really worrying sign. So again, I just want to reiterate, Jazz Inc. have done an amazing job helping Australian collectors, and I know there's other collectors who may have pre-ordered that Catwoman through One Man's Hobby. So if you're feeling nervous about that, do get in touch with Jazz Inc., proof of your deposit, transfer your order across, because I know for some people, they're like, look, there's probably not a lot I can do about a lot of my pre-orders, but at least I know I'm not going to miss out on this figure, because I think that Catwoman is quite an important figure for a lot of collectors. Helen, I used some points and coupons, but decided to take a chance on a supersized figure, Spider-Man 2 Venom. Oh, wow. That's a big boy. Congratulations to you. Ballerina Friday. Oh my God, Bobby, it is Ballerina Friday. I bought my tickets to see it tomorrow. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Adam Doom 89. Morning, Helen. Well, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Renz is here. Is there a more talented artist in the 6-scale collecting community than Renz? I don't know that there is. So good morning, evening, Helen and chat. So lovely to see you, Renz. Hope you're doing well. A lot of people thought it was Yellow Suit Wolverine. Well, I think a lot of people want that sort of classic yellow and brown. And I have to wonder, are they going to just keep doing variants of Wolverine? I mean, maybe. I've got no idea. I find it so interesting that the Apocalypse Wolverine and Human Torch getting made. That's crazy. Mike's here. Hey, everyone. Hope you've had a good week. Helen, I just got my first invoice from Pop Culture for Supergirl. I can't believe I'm excited about an invoice. What's happening to me? Oh, it's come in stock. That's cool. Yeah, that is, some figures have been really delayed with Pop Culture, which surprises me. Like, the Joker only just came in. Even Supergirl, like that came out last year as well. And then John Wick came a month early. So go figure. But that's awesome. Like that Supergirl figure, I think it's funny. It was in stock with Pop Culture for the longest time, the pre-orders, I should say. And then as soon as that figure released and people saw how it was improved upon, it then became out of stock pretty quickly on Pop Culture. So hence my lesson for 2025 is pre-order. Because when people see how good the things come out, and I absolutely think that's what happened with She-Hulk as well. Because again, that was available for pre-order for the longest time, and then it released and people started seeing how good it was, and they all converged onto Pop Culture. Dr. No's here. Hi, Helen and fellow collectors. Hello to you, Dr. No. I hope you're doing well. I'm interested in the Caine suit. I'm interested in that one. Okay. Well, we'll see how we go for time. Because if not, I figured I might do a quick video when I get the sculpt and everything. Because no one really does reviews of like the suits. And they don't get views, but I feel like they do help people. Because I know the video I did about the Bruce Wayne suit, there was a few people who found it super useful to know about the head sculpt, like the DX19 and how it was not compatible. And I am really keen because Topo said to me the Caine sculpt was going to be compatible, but I take that with a pinch of salt. Better be an Artisan edition. Oh, is that for Ballerina? God, I hope it's a standard edition as well. I do not want the stress of Artisan editions, which is super hard for me to get because Australia. I usually catch the replay because of our time zone. Happy to catch it live. Oh, well, that's awesome. Welcome along. It's always cool to see new names because sometimes people watch and I mean, not to sound arrogant, but I look at my streams. I'm like, oh, quite a few people watched. But then I see the same names. So it's always kind of cool to see new names or when people tell me where they're watching from. Trips me out. I had someone on Instagram message me today. And they're like, oh, hey, I watch your streams. Like, I'm in Germany. And I was like, oh, my God, I feel like I feel like I want a map and I can just, like, dot out where people said they watched me from. I think that would just be really, maybe, I don't know if that's arrogant. I just think it would be cool. I saw that Wick diorama and I'm interested in as well. But I would want all three, which would be pretty pricey. Yeah, it would be, Keith. I think they're 110 US a piece, if I'm remembering correctly. It's light up, it has a remote, and even the base has a little drawer that you can put the accessories in. So it is pricey, and I'm the same. I would want all three of the panels. I know Crow Customs have done a version of the Osaka Continental panel, but from what I saw on Instagram, it was just one panel and it wasn't light up, and I was not sure what the cost of that would be. So I'm tempted. Like, I did the measurements, like it 100% would not fit in a DTOF. Like, even like the height of them is too tall because that's where I have my wicks at the moment. But I feel like future state, one of these cabinets will have my wick collection as it grows. So I'm like, well, if I moved it into the glass cabinets, I could easily fit that in. So we'll see. I got some decisions to make. Shuri practicing her ballerina moves always. She's I call her the director of security because she's always like patrolling the neighborhood and she's on the lookout. So yeah, I think she'd love to be a spy assassin. I think that would be her calling in life. Oh no, why is Shuri upset? It's because the new Black Panther is blonde. Hopefully they can cast Ryan Gosling in a live action movie. Oh, okay. So I saw a comment about somewhere about the new Black Panther being white, and I assumed that was a joke. Oh God, I clearly missed some news. It's just been a week, and yeah, some changes in the house, and Shuri is not a happy camper, and bless her heart. We're all just doing our best. But she came in, which is nice because she's been outside, annoyed at me. Mike's here. Hello to you. Oh, the legs, funnily enough, the enabler, Bob Dylan, finally wore me down, and I ordered the Clear Armory with crippled Bruce Wayne. I don't think I'm brave enough to unbox that live, but I might do a recorded unboxing if that's still of interest to people. I don't know how long ago that came out for the rest of the world, but I'm in Australia. Things take a while. Ramstein fan, howdy Helen and chat. Howdy Chisa, how you doing? Oh my goodness. Love catching your lives. That's very kind of you, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. That's super cool of you. So thank you. It's very kind. I'm sure there are a lot, but appreciate you, Helen. Well, I mean, I am seriously, the one skill I wish I had was drawing. I'm like a terrible drawer. So I am in awe of people that are artistic and draw. Like, seriously, it's one of those things that if I could have, like, if you could give me a talent, that's probably what I would want, because I just think it's an amazing gift to have. The delays from pop culture make sense because they have to go all the way to Sideshow in California, then to Australia, and Sideshow gets stuff super late these days. Well, that's the interesting thing that I noticed, Mike, because when I ordered the special edition John Wick, I paid that off early in January because people were saying it was shipping. So I paid off my last installment thinking, cool, I'm going to get this figure. And then it still took 2 months for me to get it. So I kind of realized that stuff seems to be going in batches to Sideshow, and 100%, I think they're fulfilling orders to their customers before they're sending stuff to their distributors. It's just that things are a lot more delayed than they typically would be. A usual turnaround time is more like 2 to 3 months. So to wait 6 months for the DX32 Joker, well, more than that, is a really long wait time. Like, it's been, I think it was during COVID that the times ballooned out like that. But in a typical business as usual scenario, it does not take that long. It was a stupid rumor referencing Gosling, but I seriously saw someone make a comment about new Black Panther, and I was like, what did I miss? My life's been very crazy this week. But anyway, guys, just remember, when people ask you the question, one man's hobby, are they legit? Are they reliable? Not in 2025. So be mindful of that. There's no real news or anything because the guy just doesn't respond to anything. Some people are saying they're getting figures. I know one collector got a figure that was not a figure they actually ordered. And I was like, how do you even rectify that situation? Because the guy doesn't communicate. So how do you get that issue resolved? I don't even know. So yeah, proceed with caution as always when you're buying online. Hot Toys Collector, hello. Hey Helen, tomorrow I'm finally getting my Mantis figure. Well, congratulations. I have Mantis in my A-Force and I absolutely love her. What kind of display are you putting Mantis in? Are you putting her in a Guardians display? I have her in an A-Force, which I love. I'm still on my campaign for a Koye, and shout out to Luminara and also Blue Tattoo, who have also been in the comments of the Hot Toys posts going, it is time you made a Koye. Because seriously, it's time you made a Koye, Howie Claus. Stop playing with me. Guys. Would it be a week in collecting if there wasn't an Ahsoka figure being released? Shin Haiti. You might be going, Helen, what do you know about Shin Haiti? And I'm like, absolutely nothing. That's what I know about Shin Haiti. She's in Ahsoka. 60 seconds. Look, I don't even know that we're going to get to 60 seconds Hot Toys Collector. I'm like, it's one Star Wars figure. I have nothing to say. Do I think it looks cool? Yeah, I do. Do I know that it looks accurate? No idea. Absolutely no idea. But I mean, as I said, I can appreciate this figure, the costume. I think there's a lot to it. There's a lot of layers. Are people happy with it? Are they not? I don't know. I've barely been online this week. I was seriously like, should I stream? Shouldn't I stream? But someone very clever told me that consistency is key with the YouTube. So I turned up. So, Marvel Comics has released a new storyline in their Marvel Knights series where T'Challa's son returns to claim the throne in Wakanda, and when he removes his mask, he was a blonde guy. Really? Okay, so that... Oh, God. Are you guys... Is this serious, or are you guys pulling my leg? Because I seriously have no radar for this stuff. I hear they'll have the new Black Panther in Doomsday. I doubt that. I doubt it's that tall Gosling. Goodness. T'Challa had some explaining to do. Yeah, I bet, right? Goodness. Helen, it's not like Haiti. It's what? It's not like Haiti. I don't know. I'm doing my best. Honestly, this is where I wish I had some Tim Tams and I'd just flick through the photos and just shoot into the microphone. I was looking at a shopping app this week, looking for John Wick 4 because my Caine figure arrived today, and it recommended One Man's Hobby, having it in stock, and you find folks save me. Oh, God. Friends don't let friends buy from One Man's Hobby. Like Winman, Pop Culture has it in stock. It literally just came in stock in Australia this week, and that's why I ordered a second one, because Caine, I'm doing the suited Kit Bash Caine. Pop Culture, reliable, can be trusted, and that's what gets me. Like, you search and it comes up. People still recommend the guy, and I'm going, he has spent the vast majority of 2025 AWOL. And from messages I've seen people send him where they're trying to encourage him to like communicate and get back to people, he seems so very flippant about it all. So I question whether the guy actually cares. I don't know. So yeah, seriously, if you want Caine and you don't mind buying from Australia, Pop Culture is probably, it's where I buy 99% of my Hot Toys figures, and it's in stock right now. So it's there. And this is my thing. The website's still up selling figures. And I guess the one upside, if you can say there's an upside with the website, is I think because it's not like the group where people were paying like friends and family and bank deposit. I know people have been able to dispute that with PayPal and get their money back quickly, but no one needs that stress in their life. No one needs that stress in collecting. So I'm glad you got the memo before you made that purchase, because I'm seriously just at a loss as to that whole situation. It's like Hati, I should say. Just gonna call her Shin. It's fine. It's fine, guys. It's fine. Yes, his son name is Ketama, and eventually he will become the new White Wolf in the MCU. 100. Okay. 100% pop culture. It's seriously the most reliable retailer we have in Australia for this stuff. They're the so in Australia, so you've got Sideshow in the US. In Australia, you've got Icon Collectibles, and Icon Collectibles is the Australian distributor, and they're like a sister company to Pop Culture. So it doesn't get more ridgy-dig than that, as we would say in Australia. S-Beam's here. Hello all, hope you're all well. I'm good, S-Beam. How are you? Happy Friday. Good to know. I'll check Pop Culture. So what's this Kit Bash Caine? I'm looking for the John Wick figure because I'm getting Caine from Sideshow today. So Topo, I have done the suit for Caine. So Hot Toys obviously did the turtleneck. So Topo did a suit, which I know is the preferred look that a lot of people liked, but I totally get Hot Toys did the turtleneck because they were thinking of the jewel scene. And that arrived today. I haven't opened it. So that's why I said to people, if they want me to unbox it later on, because I don't know how much there is to talk about today, not much, I'm happy to unbox it. Let's move photos along because I don't have anything to say about this. So yeah, if people want, I don't have my Caine head sculpt as yet. It's in transit, thanks to Bob Dylan. But we can have a look at the suit, and I did put a couple of other head sculpts handy just to see how compatible they are, but it was quite good because they did do a slightly smaller body, which I'm guessing is because, Caine is obviously should be shorter than John Wick. So yeah, if people want, I don't mind opening it up. It will just be a suit with not a head. I don't know how useful that is, but I can give you a first impression. It's fine. Sorry, Helen, not trying to sound like a nag, just trying to bring you into the Star Wars fandom. Look, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. No, I'm just going to back into the hedges. Shuri's come here to reinforce. Not happening. It's just not. It's okay. It's okay. I don't have to like it. If you love it, that's cool. I'm happy for you. I can like other things. It's fine. Yes, please unbox. I would love the suit look as well. Yeah, I mean, it just got released from 1/6 Kit last week, so I'd pre-ordered it. And I was surprised because Topo is not, because they've announced a lot of stuff. There's been a bit of a gap between suits. And the Bruce Wayne suit I got, the grey suit with the pink shirt, which there's a review of on my channel. I know, Shuri, it wasn't up to the usual standard, and I was aggrieved because that is the word of the week in this house. Thank you for reminding me to tell everyone. It felt like a bit like, because their standard to me had been amazing. Like, I've got the Drifter, fantastic. I've got John Wick suits, amazing. Their bank robber Joker is in my display. I took the Hot Toys one out to put the Topo one in. That's how impressed I was with it. And this last Bruce Wayne suit, I was a little bit disappointed in. So I am hoping I know, aggrieved. I'm aggrieved. You're aggrieved. We're all aggrieved. Let's just skip Shin. It's okay. We get it. Amazing. She's out. And you can put her with Star Wars old man George Clooney, if you like. That's her friend. What's his name? I don't know. He just looks like a really old George Clooney to me, which I'm sure is going to upset so many people, but it is what it is, guys. If you're new, I don't do the Star Wars. I'm sorry. If that upsets you and you leave, no hard feelings. It's fine. It's fine. Ballerina tease. I was super excited for this today. I did note the post said figure 1. So I'm hoping it's the ballerina. I know this isn't the best photo, the movie poster, but I looked up the movie posters and all the posters had her in the red dress. I don't want her in the red dress. I want her in this cool trench coat outfit. So I'm hoping if Hot Toys gives us the ballerina, it's this look. Because we all know if they put her in some red dress, it's going to be a body with joints, and then everyone's going to complain about the visible joints, and fair enough. I also think it would look really cool alongside Caine and Wick to have her in this trench coat look. So I have my fingers crossed that this is the look that we get. I absolutely love this movie poster as well. I really do. So yeah, if you've seen the movie, no spoilers, please. But I'm so excited to see it tomorrow. I'm really excited to see it tomorrow. Went to the cinema last night and they showed the trailer for, is it Megan 2? And the villain actress looked familiar. Turns out it was the same actress as Shin. There you go. The late Ray Stevenson as Balin Skull. He played Punisher in the 2002 movie. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't realize that. That's very sad. It will be John Wick. Come on, Helen. Look, I hope not. Look, in a perfect world, I would love the Ballerina. I'd love a John Wick. I'd love a Winston. I'd love, I always forget his name, but the concierge, Lance Reddick. I'd love to build out that whole universe now. But I mean, the movie's called Ballerina, so if you're going to give us one figure, I hope it's actually Anna and it's not. Here's Keanu Reeves. He's just in a suit and tie, no vest this time. If they give us a Keanu, I hope it's on top of an Anna figure. Wow, she's got a lot of pent up whatever happening today. I'm excited for Ballerina. My guess is she'll be in the trench coat as well. Oh, I hope so. I hope so. It's going to be a random Ballerina. No way they put her in a dress. I just think they would have to put a lot of effort into like a seamless body. Otherwise, my goodness, everyone will complain if there's visible joints and things like that. It would just, no. Akira's here, hello. They're going to release the red dress and then have the artisan version with the trench coat. Don't say that. They should do it the other way around because the artisan would be limited and they can have seamless silicone whatever for the artisan and make the trench coat the standard release. I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that 100%. AJ's here. Hey, Helen and friends. Hope all is well. I'm good, AJ. Hope you are too. Happy Friday to you. I've only ever seen the first John Wick. I know I have a lot of catching up to do. Oh, but that Beagle death was tough, but I'm hoping the Ballerina will be seamless. Yeah, it's really funny because not funny, but my friend I was watching the John Wick movies with, she's a real animal lover. And she watched the first one and then we watched 2 or 3 and 4 together. And she's like, she made a thing of, oh, well, hopefully no more dogs get hurt. And like the third movie, I'm like, it was awkward. It was awkward. Oh, saw Ballerina. It was great. It better be the suit for the figure. She was in a dress only once. She kicked major booty in this role. We need more badass female figure representation. Yes, we do. And that's why I want Okoye. Because Okoye is a strong female badass. And I need her for my A-Force. And people need her for their Black Panther displays. And people need her for their Avenger displays. I'm the same. It's part of the reason I have my A-Force shelf. Because as much as I love my collection, I used to look at it and go, it's all dudes. There's hardly any females. Like I had the Avengers and there'd be one Black Widow. I had the Defenders, Jessica Jones. And when I saw Hot Toys did that photo for the Endgame Captain Marvel and they had like assembled A-Force display of the figures, I was like, I need that. I need that in my collection. And it's a big thing for me now. And that's why I've got a display with Black Widow and Yelena. I've got a display with Yelena and Kate Bishop. I've got like a little Captain Marvel display. It's such a thing for me now. Like I want to have amazing female characters in my collection as well. And I hope we get a Ballerina. I hope we get an Okoye. Saw Ballerina 2 days ago. Great time. Oh, it's good. Everyone's talking it up. That's amazing. I keep hearing rumors about it being John Wick Artisan, but if you read the Hot Toys post carefully, it says upcoming figure, not figures. Well, and that's my thing. That's my thing, Ramstein fan. Like, singular. So I hope it is Anna, and as much as I love Keanu, I hope it is the Ballerina and not another John Wick. Really happy they have this license. Would look great with my John Wick figure. Hope it isn't Artisan. Look, as I said, if they do Artisan, I really hope they do a standard release with it as well, because I think, particularly with that John Wick and the Caine figure being pretty recent releases, I can picture a lot of people wanting to get this ballerina to go with them. We haven't had a lot of characters made from John Wick from a even like a third party perspective. There was that company that showed, I think they were doing the Marquise and Winston, and they looked rough. I think they cancelled them. Like, I don't think they went through with it. So, I mean, if they want to do an Artisan run, that's cool, but give us a standard release as well. I don't want to have to go through the stress of Artisan. Calvin's here. Good morning, Helen. Sup chat, rise and grind. Hey, Calvin, how you doing? Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. I bet it would be a John Wick, and I still don't own a John Wick. A good time to wait and see. Well, I mean, you do you. Justice for Okoye. Oh, yes, Justice for Okoye. Helen, you're not encouraging me to continue. I have to watch the third movie through my hands. There's a surprise and delight element to it. It'll be fine. Because my understanding is the Ballerina movie is meant to be set between 3 and 4. So if you're going to see this, it was probably handy to watch Parabellum before you go to the cinema. So it's your choice. Just made an Okoye tribute shirt for the merch shop. Oh, really? I said earlier, S-Beam, that I was how Blue Tattoo and Luminara have joined the Okoye campaign, which is awesome. So whenever Hot Toys is posting stuff, I'm seeing them. And there's another gentleman whose name I forgot. I'm so sorry. If you even watch this stream or know I exist, I'm so sorry I forgot your name. But I love that more people are going, give us Okoye. I need to check that out because I think that's an awesome t-shirt idea. It's 100% Anna de Armas. It makes zero sense for them to get the license just to do another John Wick. Well, that's what I would have thought, because in the Wick movies, he wears a lot of different suits, right? So really, if you were going to do him without, like, because the image I've seen of him in this movie, it's black suit, black shirt, no vest. Like, surely you don't need the ballerina license to do that. Like, he's worn that in plenty of movies. You could do that as a John Wick 2 or John Wick 4. I just don't, yeah. It has to be the ballerina, surely. Yes, Ballerina is set between 3 and 4, and they do a good job establishing the timeline and the two stories. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. I'm just so excited to see it tomorrow. Guys, James Bond. This was a pleasant surprise. Hot Toys, of course, at the start of the year announced new licenses that they'd acquired. Dr. No, that's very kind of you. Friendly reminder to hit the like button, please, to show your support. I always appreciate it. I know there's about 40 people in the chat. I don't know how many likes I have, but if it's not near 40, I would definitely appreciate it if you take a moment to hit the like button, because it's free. It could be your kind deed for the day, seriously. But yeah, Hot Toys at the start of the year, they announced the licenses that they had, and one of them was James Bond. And I know there'd been some stirring of, they got the license and we're not seeing any James Bond. Where's the James Bond? And here it is. We've got Daniel Craig, No Time to Die. I know there were some people who this wasn't their preferred Bond, and maybe they prefer like a Pierce Brosnan or a Sean Connery. And I mean, I'm not sure what the licensing situation is, but I'd hope if it was James Bond that they would go back and do some of the previous actors, because I think it's that kind of a franchise where I can picture people having their favorite Bond or wanting different Bonds through the eras. So I hope this is the start of more James Bond coming from Hot Toys. And look, is it a Hot Toys figure announcement? If people don't complain about the head sculpt, no, it's not, because that's what we do, right? We complain about the head sculpts to the point where I think this is the first time I've seen Hot Toys Facebook page, because JC Hong always posts the in-hand pictures of the sculpt and always tags the artist, which I love, because I love to then follow them if I'm not, so I can see their work. And I feel like this is one of the first times I've seen the Hot Toys Facebook page repost JC's photos of the sculpt to their main page. There was a lot of people complaining. What do you do? It's a Hot Toys release. I look at the in-hand photos and I think it looks nice. The photo on the left in particular, which I think has a little bit better lighting, I think it looks like a nice head sculpt. Like you're all shocked. I am not a James Bond fan. I've seen, I think maybe a Sean Connery and a Pierce Brosnan movie. But I mean, I feel like this looks like Daniel Craig. Like I don't, maybe I'm just easily satisfied. I honestly don't get half of the critiques that come out about some of these figures. I want a Bond, but disappointed this sort we got. Was really hoping for one of the other suits, not a Tux. Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. At the same time, I feel like we live in an age where like suits are pretty easy to get. So if you wanted just like a black suit, like Topo has got that covered for you, you could have options. You could have different outfits that you use for him. Like, why not? Why not? AJ says, I'm really excited to get a James Bond finally in my collection. I'm really excited for this one. And yes, it would be dangerous for me. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I think it's a franchise that a lot of people like. I think it's a really nice move from Hot Toys. I'm a big fan of them doing other genres outside of superheroes. And I think James Bond, iconic character, I think it's a smart decision. And as I said, I actually do hope that they do some of the previous actors and continue this through. Obviously, we've got a new James Bond coming in the future. So I think it would be cool for them to go through sort of history and do like a series of the different James Bonds. I just assumed it was going to be Daniel Craig. He's been killing it as Bond, no pun intended. The tailoring needed a bit of a development, in my opinion. Not sure they're going to update this head sculpt at all. Well, I mean, like, what don't you like about the head sculpt? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Topo will make bank selling suits for this figure. Well, I mean, I know a lot of people because Topo has done a lot of Bruce Wayne suits, and I have seen there's some people that have been very big on telling them to do some James Bond style suits. So if you go on the 1/6 Kit website and search for Topo, you can see there's some different suits. Like there is a black tux. There is like a typical black suit with the white shirt. There's a few options there. But yeah, I think, because I also think of James Bond with having, and maybe I'm wrong, don't shoot me, having a suit with like a white jacket. So maybe that might be something that would be smart for Topo to do. And I mean, looking at what Topo is like, I wouldn't be surprised if they see this announcement and start working on something. I have to think, you know, that they started working on that Caine suit when they saw that Hot Toys was doing the turtleneck version. So it'll be interesting. People complaining about suits. They sell them everywhere. Get one after you get your figure. I mean, I feel a little bit like that too. And I feel like the pricing on some of these suits, like the Topo ones, is really good. And the quality has generally been pretty high. And you've got the option. Like I have to be honest. Like I think even if you don't like the Hot Toys outfit, the quality of a Hot Toys body is better than what you're going to get from Topo. And I say that as someone that for my 2 John Wick kit bashes that use Topo suits, I bought the Hot Toys bodies from Toy Anxiety because the articulation, particularly the legs on the Topo bodies, is not great. So if you bought this Hot Toys figure as a basis and then swapped out certain elements of the outfit, I think you'd still come ahead because the price on, well, first of all, finding the items loose is hard, particularly head sculpts. But by the time you're buying the elements you need loose, and this is the thing I've sort of realized lately, like in some instances, you're better off buying the full figure. And that was the thing with me when I made my Stealthy Elena. When I looked at how much it would have cost me to buy the head sculpt and the body and a couple of other things on Toy Anxiety, I'm like, I may as well just buy a second figure. Like, it actually works out better to do that. So I just think a suit, yeah, it's such an easy element to swap out. I don't know about a Bond figure, but I'm not, but I'm totally using Daniel Craig head sculpt for my Knives Out Kit Bash custom, along with my custom Anna de Armas from the same movie. Oh, that sounds cool. I like Topo's use of magnetic shoes. Look, I have never used the Topo magnetic shoes, but given how weak the ankle connection is, I wonder how secure they are. Because with my Bruce Wayne figure, like, it was not a strong connection by any stretch. Like, I would not want to have that figure not on a stand with a crotch grabber. So I'm genuinely intrigued to know how good those magnets are, but I'm not brave enough to test that because I don't want my figure to take a dive and then the head sculpt, the paint gets damaged. And I'm like, well, what do I do? I don't know. Tijuana Mike, happy Friday, collectors. Happy Friday to you. Thank you for joining. I have zero issues with this head sculpt, but again, I'm not a nitpicker. The suit I have an issue with, mainly the large stitching, but that's an easy third-party fix. The body seems a bit slim. Well, it's interesting because, I mean, I'm, as I said, not particularly familiar with Daniel Craig James Bond. So I saw people commenting on the stitching. Was it right? Wasn't it right? I'm not the right person to ask. And I think this is the thing. I think when I look at the figure with the jacket off, the body does look a bit skinny to me. And I think that can be the tricky thing with suited figures, that the amount of layers you have, you don't want them to look too big and stocky when everything is on. And sometimes that means when a layer is missing, it looks undersized. You could do what Kento Studios did with their Bruce Wayne and wrap a napkin around the body. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, I discovered that when I took apart my Kento Studios Bruce Wayne to make some adjustments. And I was like, oh, literally a napkin. Brilliant. And that is the interesting thing. Even in taking my Topo, doing the body swap on my Topo figures, like, looking at the padding and the things they had put in place on the body, it was actually really interesting to compare what the Hot Toys body looks like, what the Topo body looks like, and what padding they had put in place to give the suit shape. So I think that's the thing. If you wanted him in that shirt look, you probably could add a little bit of padding to the body. I think that's an option. But I think with the jacket on, he looks great. And I have to say, I love the diorama backdrop. Like, that sort of, I don't know what that effect, that swirling effect is. If it's like a gun barreling through, I don't know. But I see that and I think James Bond. And I think that diorama and that pose, I think it looks really good. Like, I really love that diorama backdrop. I think it looks cool. I think Hot Toys could give us Patch with his white suit. If you know, you know. Do you mean it's in Wolverine? Because if so, Bobby made one. Not sure it's a complaint, more preferences. Don't feel like spending more on another suit, but that's just me. Look, I get it. Like, dude in a suit figures, there's only so many you can really have. And they're potentially not always the most interesting of characters to have. And I say that as someone who now has too many Bruce Wayne dudes in a suit. So I totally get it. Helen, I think the head sculpt is 90% there, which is good enough for me. No qualms with this. No one will ever be 100%. Yeah, I agree. And as I feel like I say this every week. Sorry, I'm really tired of not enunciating my words. It's the looks cool versus the, oh my God, the nose is 2% off in degrees, like 2 degrees off. No way of collecting is right or wrong. It's just the way people are wired. Luminara's here. Okoye, 100%. I don't know if you heard my comments earlier, Lumi. I was saying how I was absolutely chuffed that you and Blue Tattoo and I were up in Hot Toys Grill about making Okoye, because it's time. It's absolutely overdue. Needs to happen. I want Okoye, and I want her in the Dora Milaje outfit. Don't give me, I'm going to get it wrong. Is it Midnight Angel, the outfit she had at the end of Black Panther 2? I don't want that. I want Dora Milaje outfit, Okoye. please and thank you. Give us Patch and Mr. Fix-It Hulk. That first picture without the jacket looks horrible. Oh, God, like Ozempic abused Bond. As I say, I think that's the challenge of the suits and the layers. That's how I feel. I think when I look at it with the jacket, looks great. And I know some people did have the critique that they thought the head was perhaps a little bit too big. Is it? Isn't it? I don't know. I feel like that's the kind of thing where you really need to see a figure in person. And this is where I would always encourage people to check out like 6-scale Kawu or MRC, because they will go down to Secret Base and take some photos, shoot some video. And I think you get a better sense of the figures from that. But I think with the suit jacket, I think it looks really nice. I saw the napkin padding looks like Bounty, the quicker picker upper. Oh, is that what they call Bounty chocolate? I don't think they use that slogan in Australia. I'm not a fan of Bounties, I'll be honest. If there's like a box of chocolates and like a Bounty is in it, I feel like it's always the last one to get eaten. I don't know. It's just not a huge thing in Australia, I don't think anyway. Although coconut rough chocolate is delicious. The Whittaker's coconut rough is amazing. Kyle Goodwin, hello. I'm going to catch the replay. Well, thank you for dropping by, and I hope you enjoy the replay when you watch it. I have pics of the actual suit worn in the film, and the cuff stitching is very, very fine, and the stitching on the collar is almost invisible. It's very tiny, and yes, the gun barrel dio is cool. Oh, okay, interesting. So it's a lot more pronounced than it should be. Okay, I didn't know if that was accurate, not accurate, but okay, that's good to know. And if so, that's a bummer. Hopefully, that's something they might adjust in the final production figure. Like, I've got my fingers crossed for people who want that change. Yes, the background is the classic James Bond sight down the gun barrel. So I know some stuff. I've seen like maybe 2 James Bond movies. I would only get Bond if we get some Bond girls. Each to their own. Yes, Wolverine patch. Yeah, Bobby did a really cool patch Wolverine with the white jacket. It looked brilliant. So if you want some inspo, think a summer exclusive would be the blue sweater version. So I'm assuming that's about James Bond. I know it's not about Okoye. Good morning, plastic crackheads. Ash Chase, do you have a cousin? Are you related to Ash Chase? Are you Ash Chase? Hello, Mad Planet. Daniel Craig is known to have a big head. Very arrogant guy. Well, I mean, maybe. I don't know. Oh my God, I love the Bounty chocolate and coconut candies. My buddy in London is mailing me a large quantity. Of Bounties? Really? Wow. It's funny because I like coconut. A Bounty doesn't appeal to me. And I don't know I don't know where cherry ripes exist. Because like a cherry ripe, it's like coconut based, but cherry flavored, and it's covered in dark chocolate. And I would much rather have a cherry ripe than a Bounty. Just not a fan. Just not a fan. Ash thinks I'm hilarious because I am hilarious and an absolute delight. Helen needs to start a movie reaction channel and watch all these amazing films. Look, if I named all the classic films I have not seen, I would get cancelled so quickly. And there's a part of me that kind of gets so amused by how much it upsets people that it doesn't entice me to want to watch things. I'm also the kind of person that doesn't watch things when they're popular often. Like, I come to things later, typically. That said, I will probably never come to Star Wars. So again, like, Don't at me about the Star Wars. I'm just not interested. Um, he's just following the cool kid. I mean, if you say so, Ash, that's cool. But yeah, look, guys, James Bond. I think it looks cool. As I said, head sculpt's there. Okay, stitching on the suit. I totally see people's point about that. Um, diorama background. I really love that diorama background. I think it's so cool. You're getting the watch. You're getting some weapons. Finely tailored costume, it says, but not finely enough on the stitching. And the separate rolling eyes, which again has become a pretty standard feature in 2025. And I don't know that anyone's mad about it. Shuri might be mad about it. She just walked in. And I'm just going to take 2 seconds. Excuse me. I'm back. Look, if I was better at streaming, like I think there's mechanisms through which you can like play a video or an ad to give yourself a break, but I'm not there yet. It's fine. One day we'll get there. Don't worry, Helen. I've never seen any James Bond or Indiana Jones movie. Well, I've not seen Indiana Jones. Fun fact. And the fun fact about that is I actually bought the Indiana Jones DVDs for my mum because she really likes Indiana Jones. So I had access to watch them at any point in time and chose not to, which I'm sure is going to upset many people. But yeah, I saw the Pierce Brosnan one. Again, I can't remember the name. I'm so sorry. But it was Pierce Brosnan and Terry Hatcher. It was in like the height of Terry Hatcher, Lois and Clark fame. So I saw that at the cinema. And I'm pretty sure I've seen a Sean Connery one on television because I feel like when I was young, that was on TV a lot. It's fine. Don't judge my taste in candy, woman. Oh, there's harsh words. In America, we have Mounds, which is basically the same as Bounty, but inferior in taste. Look, if you want me to be even judgier, like chocolate in America is just not even that nice. Like I wouldn't like every time I've gone to America, like I just don't eat chocolate there because it's not pleasant. So sorry, not sorry. Your baseline of chocolate is like I remember my second trip to the US, I really wanted a chocolate bar because I'd been away for a long time. And I saw a vending machine and they had Snickers bars. And I was going, oh, surely it's a Snickers. Like, surely they can't mess that up. It was so unenjoyable. The quality of the chocolate was so bad. I was just like, it was just so disappointing. It was just like, it's just horrible. Like, seriously, it's not. And don't even get me started about Hershey's. Hershey's is horrible. Helen, you should do a Star Wars watch marathon when you hit 10K subscribers. No, I will not. Big Rib's here. Hello to you, Big Rib. I hope you're doing well. No time for Love Dr. Jones. We need a short round figure from Temple of Doom. Yeah, I think I've heard a few people say they want that character, and good luck. They made Bond look a bit like a Mad Magazine character. Oh, really? So you're clearly in the camp of not liking the head sculpt. Seems like that's a lot of people. Every time Helen names a movie she hasn't seen, I gasp in horror. Well, I mean, I could name so many. Like, as I say, like it genuinely offends people. The movies I haven't seen, and I mean, Anthony, I was like an immigrant kid working in a supermarket. What was I not doing? Going to the cinema and watching movies. Tiny hands were doing tiny jobs in businesses. I wasn't going to the cinema. I was working. Had jobs to do. I was born 85. Loco Lou, what's popping people? Well, what's popping to you? Happy Friday. Thanks for coming by. We like white chocolate in the colonies. White chocolate's not chocolate. White chocolate's an abomination as well. That would probably be one of the, oh no, the worst thing would be, I was going to say a white chocolate bounty would be the worst thing ever. I think white chocolate coated licorice would be the worst thing ever. Gross. Helen, you're not wrong about American candy. Italian candy is so much better, along with Tim Tams. Look, I think, yeah, look, Europe, food in Europe is just amazing. Like, I remember the couple of times I went to Greece, the quality of like cakes and even like buttercream, amazing, out of this world. Great flavors, great quality, great stuff. But yeah, I just yeah, I'm sorry, America, your chocolate is not good. It's really not. Dark chocolate all day with sea salt. Yeah, that delicious dark chocolate. Amazing. So good. I would love to work in a cinema. Free movies or see the movie before anyone would be dope. Yeah, I feel like if you're a teenager, that would probably have been one of the coolest jobs you could have, working at a cinema. I would probably also eat a lot of choc tops. I don't know if choc tops are even a phrase people use outside of Australia, but I would love, yeah, I'd just be eating choc tops, having a great time. Seriously. Loco saying hello to Ash. Helen, I have to ask the stupid question. When you were in Greece, how was the Greek salad? I mean, authentic. Because, let's use the word of the week, aggrieved. I get incredibly aggrieved at what gets called a Greek salad. Greek salad is not lettuce or carrot. Putting feta in a garden salad does not make it a Greek salad. I've seen a lot of interesting Greek salads living in Australia, and I'm not impressed. Look, I think the best thing about being Greek is the food. I love Greek food. I love the way they eat with like the mezedes, which is, I guess you'd call a bit like tapas, where you might have like some lovely meatballs, a bit of Greek salad. You might have some chips, some spanakopita, some tiropita, and you just sort of pick at different things. Oh, and tzatziki, the best dip. Tzatziki dip is like my favorite. So yeah, I mean, I seriously, I think the best thing about being Greek is the food. It's freaking amazing, but people butcher it. It's hard in Australia because people will be like, particularly in Western Australia, like, oh, what's a good Greek restaurant? I'm like, mate, my mum's Greek. I'm not going to no Greek restaurant, because whenever I go to a Greek restaurant, I have to remind myself it's not bad. It's just not the flavors you're used to. Particularly some of the restaurants here are more Cypriot Greek, and there are subtle differences in flavors. And my mind instantly goes to, oh, well, that's not right. But no, it's nice, but it's different. And my mum is also an amazing cook, so my bar is set stupidly high. I managed a cinema for about 20 years. Oh, wow. And free films were the big benefit for the teenage staff, and we let each bring one friend for early preview screenings each week. Fun times. Oh, wow. That sounds so cool. Did you work at a cinema? I don't even know if you're in America, Winman. You could be anywhere in the world. But did you work in a cinema that had those novelty popcorn buckets? Because I saw with the Fantastic Four, there's like this humongous novelty popcorn buckets, and I know they're a big thing over in the US. I unfortunately was not near a cinema that had the novelty popcorn buckets for Deadpool and Wolverine. Otherwise, I would have been quite tempted to have gotten one. But that does sound fun. That does sound like a lot of fun. You're living Ash Chaser's dream, working in a cinema. Guys, so that's James Bond. And of course, we've got Age of the Apocalypse Wolverine. And all I could think about was 80s rock bands like Poison and Motley Crue, because that hair is special. Like, that hair is something else. Like, it's seriously beautiful. And as I said before, I am totally down with this being a purely artisan figure. Um, I don't know how big the appeal is of this. Let me know, Ash, if you're around. Are you needing this for your Deadpool and Wolverine collection? Do you want it? How do you get it? Like, as an Aussie, like, how do you acquire artisan figures? Like, I've got no idea if Sideshow would even sell artisan figures if you pre-ordered from Australia. But I am keen to know, people that are collecting this line, how do you feel about this? Are you getting it? Is it an easy pass? I'm keen to know, because I have to say, it's not a figure that I would want, but I can definitely appreciate what's gone into this figure. The hair, we've got like seamless silicone upper body. The outfit looks pretty cool to me. I think it's a niche figure, but I think it's cool. As I say, not for me, but I am keen to know, what is the interest in this? Who's wanting this? Like, genuinely, I'd love to know. Ash is hyped. Ash is hyped. I managed a cinema in Manhattan and 2 in Las Vegas. Oh, cool. The popcorn buckets at the time were just metal or plastic, nothing fancy. Now they have insane designs. Well, the Fantastic Four one was insane, and it was just gigantic. That's cool. I love Las Vegas. I think it's such a fun place. Mike's getting his heavy metal on, because why wouldn't you? Wolverine needs to come with a wind machine accessory. Oh my god, he does. I bet you Bob is gonna like commission a 6-scale wind machine for Wolverine. That would be hilarious. Poison, wow, just took me back to my childhood, right? Like, I feel like when I was a kid, like, so many boys at school would be trying to draw like the Poison logo. But like some amazing bands that had beautiful hair like this. Poison, as I said, Motley Crue, Warrant, maybe even Van Halen. Big, beautiful, befont man hair. Why not? I didn't even know Wolverine could pop the claws through that oversized thimble. I mean, what can't Wolverine do? He's Hugh Jackman. He's Australian. I'm gonna try, but don't care too much if I can't. Look, that's probably not a bad way to approach it. And I think yeah, that's what gets me. And I think I've said this, that's what got me with when Bucky was just Artisan. I really hated that I was backed into that corner of feeling like I needed it, but Artisan was the only option. Hi Helen, he needs a guitar. 100%. I was just saying, he looks like an 80s rocker. And I remember seeing in Hong Kong accessories like 6-scale guitars. So many random 6-scale accessories that I felt so tempted to buy but had no use for. But yeah, absolutely. He just needs an awesome guitar to go with him, and it would just be perfect. I like this Wolverine, but I didn't want it. The suit is pleather, but looks cool. I like how the beard is rooted, but not on the previous Obi-Wan. Oh, was the beard rooted? God, I didn't even notice that, because I'm really good at what I'm doing with the news. Yes, I was one of those boys. Cinderella too. See? There you go. I know stuff, guys. I know stuff. Not for me. I want Gambit and Elektra. Yeah, I think a lot of people are like that, Master Darcy. I think that's what's surprising me, that we got that teaser for the Resistance, and we got X-23, and we got Blade. And then Hot Toys just announces a whole bunch of other things from Deadpool and Wolverine. So, I mean, I hope they finish the team for people. I really do. Give him the Spider-Punk guitar. Well, that's a great idea. 100%. That is an amazing idea. But I seriously... Oh, how did I not notice the beard? That's impressive. I don't think Hot Toys has done like rooted facial hair before. And I guess because it's that continuation of kind of mutton chop sideburns going into a beard and the length, that probably makes it easier for them to do that. So that's interesting. I picked this picture because I thought the hair looked cool. I think the figure looks cool. As I said, the torso, seamless silicone. Like, I'm impressed by it. I too am like, I don't know how durable those pants are going to be. Depends how much you want to pose the guy, I guess. And also the conditions that you live in. Because if you're in a humid climate, I don't think that's going to help much. And I think that's what I would love. You know, like we've said, 2025 is the year of rolling eyeballs and USB light up. I would love at some point, whether it's 2025 or 2026, for Artisan to also mean not pleather, real leather, or higher quality materials that are not going to flake and peel on people, because these Artisan figures are not cheap. And we want them to last. Where the hell is Gambit? I hear you, Ash. Like, when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, everyone's just going to be like, where's Electra and Gambit? And I was like, I totally get it. Look how quickly Hot Toys adopted the rooted beard after that Barbossa release. Well, I mean, that's true. Interesting. Although I don't know how long these things have been in development. So Shuri's on my desk sniffing the box that Caine's in, which is hilarious. You going to say hi? You're going to tell people how aggrieved you are? You're very aggrieved, aren't you? That's okay. We'll get there. This Wolverine is 100% coming home. Rooted facial hair too. The brown and tan suit Wolverine must be next. I mean, I have to wonder, like, if they're doing this, people want that classic look. I have to wonder. Like, I just never would have thought they would have done this. Like, even when I was joking about Nice Pool, when they actually made Nice Pool, I was like, oh, wow. Like, that felt like a stretch to me. And then we had Human Torch and this. So is everything on the table? I don't know. Maybe. Hopefully you can swap a regular hand onto that arm. Oh, interesting question. I wonder, because I know the figure does have swap out hands, but maybe it's just the right one. So I don't know if you'd need to get a hand from a different figure. We'll look at the parts and see if that gives us any clues. But seriously, I do feel like this looks like a punk rocker. He needs a guitar. And I know some people got upset about the bass and saying it was a reuse of the Daredevil bass. Look, I like an interesting bass, particularly if it's economical space-wise. Because as much as I love things like the 89 2.0 beautiful big diorama, we can't fit a lot of them. Well, I can't fit a lot of them in my display. So if we get something that is relatively streamlined but has that bit of visual interest, I'm down for that. I think that's cool. Ash says, I'm waiting for the yellow suit 100% getting. I hope they make it. I think, you know what? And if they make it, I hope if it's Artisan that there is a standard release, because I think that is the kind of scenario, given, I guess, how iconic that look is. I could see people getting very aggrieved. There's that word again. If it is just Artisan. Something like this, which is a bit niche, I think you can get away with just Artisan, but I hope that the other one is a standard release as well. I think that would be cool. Imagine they give us the comic accurate Short King Wolverine from that cameo in Deadpool Wolverine movie. Well, I mean, at this point, as I say, I don't even know how to say how viable that is or isn't, because they're doing things I never would have thought they would do from this movie. First Darth Vader Sith appearance and now this. What a time to be alive. I think it would have been cool if we got a full wall for him to lean on. Yeah, I mean, that would have been cool. I feel like there's some wall dioramas that do exist. The one I'm thinking of off the top of my head is, I think, a bit more cartoony. It was for was it Damn Toys Gangster Kingdom John Wick? That had a cool wall diorama with it. So as I said, like, I thought this was super impressive. Seamless upper body and arms made of silicone. And there's some nice details in here. We've got, like, veins. The skin texture looks nice to me. I think it's cool, because that is typically the kind of thing when you have a figure like this where it's sleeveless, people don't want to see the seams. So I think it's nice that for that artisan quality figure, they've gone that extra step to give this. I think it just adds that extra level of realism, and I think it just adds to the overall appearance of this figure. Oh, smart. I'm going to use the BVS Batman wall, and that is a cool diorama. I really like that that diorama. I think some Spider-Man figures have also come with walls, but again, I feel like some of them might look animated, but that's a great suggestion. That diorama wall with the Batfleck is really nice. They did the yellow suit, been up for pre-order for a while, want a brown suit, myself included. I assume when people have been saying yellow, they meant yellow and brown. If I'm wrong, apologies, but I thought that's what people would want. What we need is a 6-scale vehicle of the Honda Odyssey to have the Resistance fighters to pose in front of. Well, I mean, that would be hilarious. That would be absolutely hilarious. I'm sure Bob Dylan can probably tell you who can hook you up with a 6-scale Honda Odyssey. I'm sure someone can make one. Goodness, that's hilarious. Yeah, the Honda Odyssey would be funny. And here's what you are getting with Age of the Apocalypse Wolverine, the figure that I don't know anybody had on their bingo card, but here we are. So, of course, separate rolling eyeballs. You're getting amazing 80s rocker style hair and rooted mutton chops into beard. I'm just trying to look at those hands. So you've got the claws, you've got swap out hands, you've got the diorama base. As we said, the seamless upper body with the silicone arms. But to me, it doesn't look like you're getting hands for the other side. But it would be interesting to see, because I'm assuming that is just a forearm underneath. And that in theory, you could just plug in a compatible hand. Like, that would be cool if you could do that. I'm going to guess it is, because otherwise, because given that metal part can swap out, surely it's just a forearm, I would assume. I'm hoping for people. It is just a forearm. You're right, Helen. The wall from the first PS4 video game Spider-Man, the one with the scorpion tail. Yeah. I feel like there was another one. Maybe I'm wrong, but was it the last suit from the Tom Holland No Way Home? Did that not have some kind of wall rooftop? I could be making this up. There's so many Spider-Man figures, but I feel like there was one, because I feel like I've seen someone use that with Kate Bishop. Maybe. I could be completely wrong. Truly surprised none of these figures come with void dioramas with the 20th century. Wow. Maybe some third-party company will make one. Hopefully we can still remove the jacket from the TVA Wolverine figure. I want to display him with the abs. Oh. Hopefully. Yeah, the rooftop. In the comic, he lost the arm to Cyclops. Yeah, but Ash, people were saying that they were hoping that if they wanted to, they could just put hands on him both. So that's why I wondered, given the metal part is swap out, is it just a normal forearm that doesn't have a wrist peg? Because if so, you could get, you can get third-party sets of Wolverine claws. And in theory, you could have him with 2 hands on the claws. So it just gives people options if they want it. So I think that would be cool if you could add the hand to it if you wanted. But the BVS and the first video game Spider-Man would be better. That's fair enough. After seeing this, there's still hope for a Ballerina. I would seriously consider that. Well, I mean, I personally, I think that would be a great figure for them to do. I don't know how the likeness stuff works, because obviously they've got his likeness from when they've made Superman figures. Does that transfer to having his likeness to do the Cavalry? I think that would be an awesome one to do. I really do. Because remember, there's that company doing that seamless Wolverine. And I remember Bobby said that same thing, like, "Oh, that would be awesome for doing a head sculpt with the Henry Cavill." Yeah, I think that would be popular. I could imagine people wanting that to be a standard release as well. But we will see. Blurred Dad Life is here. Hello. Hi, Helen, late to the stream. But what have you picked up recently? Well, so glad you brought that up. Helen's been buying a few things lately. And I had a box come from 1/6 Kit. And I don't just have the Topo suit, everyone. Excuse me while I'm opening this box. I also bought the Topo Drifter helmet for Battinson. Which might be a stupid thing to have done because I feel like everybody who bought this, it arrived broken. But it was on the site and I didn't get it originally and I thought, why not? The other thing I got is the Topo Caine suit. So this is what arrived today for Helen. I have the DX32 Joker on the way. I had hoped it would have arrived today to unbox it, but it did not. So I think that's going to come Monday, Tuesday. I have some parts coming from Toy Anxiety. So I've got the head sculpt and accessory for the Caine suit, and I've got the last pieces I need to finish my John Wick body swap to the Hot Toys one, because the one downside of the Hot Toys body is it doesn't use the round ball pegs for the feet anymore. It uses those longer wrist peg style pegs. So none of the shoes I had worked, and it was hard to get them on Toy Anxiety. And then, because I'm on a shopping spree, Bob Dylan enabled me, and I bought the Clear Armory. So that's going to go on my camo tumbler shelf, and I'm really excited to get the new Dark Knight figure because I've been rocking the DX12 for a long time, and I think this one that comes with the armory is going to be a huge upgrade. I'm keen to see the Power Pose Bruce in person because I have not been a fan of that head sculpt, so I am wondering if seeing it in person might change my mind at all. I don't think I'll unbox the armory live. I don't think I'm brave enough. But I might do a video if people want me to. If you want me to do a video of unboxing the armory, let me know. I bought a second John Wick to go with Caine. And I pre-ordered the Scarecrow, Mr. Freeze Deluxe, and Thunderbolts Yelena. So I did a lot of ordering this week. What did you pick up? What did everyone pick up? Did anybody get anything cool this week? Let me know. Sharing is caring. I think that either Yong Bum or Bao have a custom Cavalier on a motorcycle. Probably. I feel like those guys have everything. My Topo bike helmet arrived this week as well. Oh, was yours intact or broken? As well as my In-Art Joker 4-pack. Totally incredible. Oh, Anthony, I don't know if you're following Cousin Anthony at Figure Posing Channel, but the scene he did with all 4 of the Jokers, I think is just magnificent. So if you're looking for inspiration as to how to set them up, I absolutely love what he did. I think all 4 poses were really strong from the different scenes of the movie that he came in. So if you're looking for inspo, Figure Posing Channel. I can't wait to see your unboxing of the DX32. Be careful with that strand of hair. A lot of people have accidentally broken it. Oh, really? Even on the sculpted one? Goodness, that makes me nervous. Yes, an armory unboxing would be awesome. Okay. But it will not be live because clear acrylic and a cat named Shuri coming in and out, that doesn't feel like a recipe for success. Excuse me. I have the new armory too. Bruce Powell post sculpt is not perfect, but better in person. Okay. He looks great standing next to the armory. Yeah, my vision was to put the armory in there with Power Pose Bruce, maybe not even facing me, maybe facing the cabinet. But I was going to be a bit cheeky and put the DX32 body in that armory and then put that figure in my main display. Because the thing I've noticed is that when I put the Bane 2.0 in the main display, because it's so big, the scaling has been quite interesting because I did prefer the Kento grey suit Bruce Wayne, but it just looked way too small. So I've ended up having to put the Topo one in the display to make the scaling look better. And I've got the DX32 Joker, as we know. So I feel like I want to put that new armory figure in this display and then just pop the DX12 into the new armory, which some people might think is an abomination, but it's fine. It's my display. That's how I'm wanting to do it. Biker helmet wasn't broken. I saw figure posing Joker setup. Looked amazing. Oh, I'm glad you saw it. I've realized, oh no, I was going to say I didn't think my box cutter was here, but my box cutter's here. I do love the tin that the Drifter helmet's in. And I had wondered if they had made any changes or improvement to the packaging, given there was a lot of complaints with the first release about the visor being broken and people not being happy about it, and Topo being a little bit unhelpful and being a bit like, well, we're not replacing it. We don't think there's a problem. And it's like, well, if everyone's is arriving broken, there's a problem. Still waiting for my in-art Paul and Indiana Jones. Been a slow few months for me with arrivals. Yeah. I feel like I've gotten so little stuff this year. I think John Wick was the last Hot Toys figure I got, and that was months ago. I just have Jack Sparrow coming and paid off Deadpool Wolverine. Oh, cool. I saw that Jack arrived at Pop Culture, so that looks very cool. My latest acquiring was the Jazznik 89 Batmobile. Oh, that's cool. The vehicle is a monster in real life. My 2022 Batmobile Weathered Edition is on the way, making space as we speak. Oh, wow. They're, you need a lot of space for those. What are you displaying them in? Have you got, like, module cases? Have you got, like, a garage display case? Those Jazzink vehicles are bigger. Only thing I have coming is Supergirl right now. The last figure I got was Deadpool from Deadpool Wolverine last August. Talk about withdrawal. And it's hard, Mike. And I find the same thing for me, that when I have nothing in the pipeline, I then start looking and contemplating buying things that I previously didn't want. And it's really hard. And that's why a couple of weeks ago I shared, probably longer, a video I did about things that I've been doing to enhance my collecting experience that aren't just buying figures. Because I think, oh, wow, there is a lot of bubble wrap. And a little skull cap, which I'm guessing is to take the Hot Toys hair off and then put this on top of the sculpt, which is... So that's interesting. So that's a little skull cap. Oh, and quite a strong little magnet. Don't know that you can... which is funny because it really... Don't know if you could hear that. It really latches onto the tin, the metal tin. I'm hoping this helmet's in one piece. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I just felt like I wanted it. I'd rather have it and not use it than want it and not have it. I just want the Power Pose Bale head sculpt. I've already got one armory. Oh, really? You want the head sculpt? I'm actually keen to see how the 2.0 of the original armory comes out, because I would like a older Bruce Wayne head sculpt for my grey suit Bale Bruce Wayne. So I'm actually hoping that one comes out well and that I can get one or two of them from Toy Anxiety. I'm collecting the McFarlane Batmobiles, and I just got the animated series version. Oh, that's cool. Nice for the price and for the space constraints, saving up for Batfleck 2.0 in the meantime. Like, that Batfleck 2.0 is awesome. I hope you're looking at the one with the diorama, because I really Love that diorama. And I thought the blogger photos had some really amazing posing ideas that even that figure on its own with the diorama, I think you can make quite a striking display with the two of them. So that's cool. Dark Knight Archives is here. Hello. Hi, Helen and everyone in the chat. A little late to the stream. Happy Friday. I just got my Rises Armory. I'll be unboxing it this weekend. Oh, cool. I'm still waiting for mine to ship, but yeah, enjoy. Let us know what you think about it. I got enabled by Bob Dylan. I was not going to buy it, and now I bought it because it was Pop Culture got it, and then it sold out. And I had a bit of, I should have gotten it. And then it came back in stock, and I was like, you are not getting a third time. You're not getting a third chance to buy this. So I bit the bullet and I bought it. We'll see. Don't forget to hit the like button, everyone. Absolutely. Like button is free. I've got like 50 plus people. I don't know how many likes I have, but hopefully it's somewhere near 50. It's free. I'd appreciate it. I'm ordering module cases to display them in. The wait is going to be worth it. Well, they claim their wait times are reduced, so I sincerely hope you're not waiting too long for them. Helen, I totally understand. I'll find myself browsing for figures, but I refuse to buy just in case something comes out that I really want. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I have a lot of things on pre-order, particularly a lot of So-So Toys figures, and they've been really quiet. And I'm really worried with some of these Flash figures that they're just going to drop them in rapid fire, and I'm suddenly going to have a bunch of pre-orders that I'm going to have to pay for. Well, it looks like my Topo helmet's in one piece. That's exciting, folks. I think, I don't know if they upped the ante on the bubble wrap. Sorry, plastic sound. I'm trying to work out if this bag is taped in some way or how it's... Okay, worked it out. We got there. Oh. Maybe I spoke too soon. Okay. The visor was sitting in there, but I've taken it out and it's... But I feel like it's an easy fix. It kind of sits in place, but it's not as secure as I would like it to be. So I will probably put a little bit of glue on it. So that's the Drifter helmet. I don't know that I would put it on the figure. But yeah, I don't know if that's intentional, that is meant to slot out or not. Like, I've got no idea. I know Keith Lee got this and said he had to... I wonder if they've changed the design, because this actually looks smooth. Whereas I feel like people before had said they felt like there was like little pins that stuck into the helmet. Because I feel like on the helmet, I can see, you probably can't see it, the holes where the pins were meant to be. But the visor doesn't have them. So I do wonder if this design was changed. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if they changed it. Because it can kind of sit there, but it's not secure. So I feel like for me, I would probably put a couple of dabs of glue just to get it sitting a bit more flush. But yeah, not bad. Not bad. I do feel like maybe Topo changed the design, because I can see where the pins are meant to connect from the visor, but the visor doesn't have the pins. So maybe they did make a change. But you're probably more interested in the Caine suit, and that's fine. We'll get there. We'll get there with the Caine suit. Let's check the chat quickly. G'day, Helen from Germany. Well, hello to you. You're my second person that's corresponded with me from Germany today, so that's awesome. I'm glad you were able to pick it up. It's going to look great in your display. Yeah, I think so. It's gonna go on the camo tumbler shelf, and that means the garage display is complete after a lot of umming and ahhing about what I was gonna put in there. And I did feel a bit conflicted because my other shelves are very much Bruce Wayne centric. And as much as I love Bane with the camo tumbler, to have a shelf without a Bruce Wayne presence felt a bit odd. So I think the clear armory with Power Pose Bruce, it's a nice way. It's a nice way to have both Bruce and Bane there. Good afternoon. It's been a bumper week for some. Shin, Ahsoka, Padawan, Hot Toys, Batpod, and In-Art Joker 2-pack. Oh, wow. Is that everything that you've got coming in? Because that's a lot. That's a lot. I have wondered with the old In-Art, I'd love to know how many of the Joker have actually been released. Like, of the orders they had, how far along the line are they? Because that's a lot of rooted head sculpts that they need to make. I bought the Bane too. Oh, well, that's an amazing figure. I absolutely love mine. So, and it's hard to find. So well done you. They probably changed it. A lot of people's arrived broken or at the slightest handling it would break. I feel like they did because, yeah, you can see that on my visor, it does not have the 3 pins in it. So I think they did change it, but it is very loose. So I'm wondering glue, or maybe I've got some very small magnets. Maybe magnets and glue. I don't know. I'll work it out. Thoughts on the Jazzink Penguin? As a huge Batman fan, the 2-pack was a must-have, especially since Danny DeVito won't be giving away his likeness anymore. Goodness, I feel like I've said this to death. I really don't feel comfortable dropping another figure deposit for Jazzink when we haven't seen some kind of factory sample of the Catwoman. And it was very interesting because in the last stream that Yost did, he said it probably wasn't going to be up until September that we started to see some images of the Catwoman produced from the factory. So I really want to get a sense of the reality, because all the photos that we're seeing, they're custom, handmade, high-end customizers. But that's not what we're getting. We're getting made in Chinese factory. So I guess I want to get a sense of how strongly is it going to translate across. I do like the Maya version. I think I would probably just get the standard one if I was going to get one. But given you can still pre-order the Catwoman, I don't feel a rush to pre-order. I think they said it was going to be open for at least 3 months before they closed the pre-orders for the Penguin. So I'm hoping I can get a better indication of how the Catwoman is progressing before I'm forced to make a decision. I know some people have a lot of faith in Jazzink and they pre-order based on renders, and that's cool. This is my first time purchasing from them. I do have some reservations. As I say, I just think I feel like I'm a broken record. I just have concerns. How's it going to be translated? How's the QC going to be done? So I'm waiting for now. Because I feel like it'll be available either to pre-order later, or I can't see them not making extras and there not being the ability to buy them through somewhere like 1/6 kit on release. So I'm kind of happy watching from the sidelines and waiting. I've got a Catwoman DX on the way. I don't know what I've bought, so I want to know what I'm getting a bit better before I make a second pre-order, because they're not cheap figures. The Australian exchange rate is horrible, and I know that's a me problem, but it's a lot of money. So I want to feel like I have a bit more confidence and certainty in what I'm getting for that money before I drop another pre-order. I bought the Bane 2.0 head sculpt and placed it on the Feist and M35 body with Hot Toys gear. Looks amazing and saved $300. Oh, nice one. That's very cool. My Jazzink 89 Batmobile arrived on Mother's Day, and I'm still yet to open it. Oh, wow. No time or good restraint. I would have thought most people would open that up. Holler my masterful collectors. I mean, sure, why not? I'm going to start opening this. Regarding Batfleck, yes, the deluxe is a must. The diorama is amazing. I think the diorama is amazing. I think some of the dioramas Hot Toys has done recently are really cool. And even I'm quite hyped for the Batman Returns rooftop diorama that has the sort of swap out piece at the front where you can have like the cat from Shrek's. I think it's from Shrek's department store, isn't it? On there. So I think that's cool. Sorry, ASMR. Some people are into ASMR. It's fine. All right. If I was more organized, I would have had a pin. Oh my goodness. I've been showing you guys stuff. I've been showing you the helmet and stuff, and I'm tiny. And everyone was too polite to say anything. That's hilarious. I wanted the Topo motorcycle helmet for my drifter setup, but the helmet is a bit oversized. Oh, you think so? Well, let me get it out again because, I'm a numpty. I'm sitting here showing you guys stuff, and I was tiny. No one would have seen anything. That's freaking hilarious. So So this is what, I don't know how well this is going to come across now, but in the helmet, you can see there's like 3 like pins. 1, 2, 3, where I think this visor is meant to plug in. But this visor does not have pins on it. It's smooth. And it doesn't even look like there was pins on it that broke. So you can kind of slot it in and it sits very loosely and not secure. But I feel like for me, if I was going to be using it, I feel like a dab of glue, because particularly on these ends, it sticks up a bit. So I feel like you'd have to glue it and then hold it down to help it keep its shape. I think it's a shame they maybe couldn't have put like something magnetic. That would have been nice. See, because it's not secure, it falls off. But I do think they've changed the design of this piece because I can't see any evidence, of pins being there, meant to be there. So, yeah, they've obviously made a tweak to the design. I can't believe how silly I was to be showing this to you and I was small. I just... It's late. I'm tired. You don't care, but I care. Shuri, do you care? You back? You still aggrieved? I know. You're aggrieved. I'm aggrieved. I do love the box with the embossed logo. It's very nice. It's very nice, Shuri. All 4 arrived in the past 2 days. Wow, that is a lot. It's been slow for me, but I do have Hono Magneto coming in. Oh, that's cool. My In-Art Joker 2-pack shipped from sunny Australia. Oh, nice. Visor was attached on mine, doesn't come off. Really? Should I email Kit? I would add glue. Well, I mean, maybe it is broken because it was like no contact came out. That's interesting. I'm going to ask Kit, but I feel like based on the first round, Topo doesn't want to seem to deal with these issues. Talking about boxes, where do you guys keep your shippers and art boxes? I don't know if you can see that mirror type thing. That's a big built-in wardrobe, and it is full of boxes. And I am contemplating an attic. Because not just for boxes, but for like suitcases and stuff like that. Because I feel like my house has a good amount of storage, but there's a stupid amount of storage being used for things like Tumblr boxes and 89 Batmobile boxes and In-Art Jokers. So just glue it. I might ask Topo what kind of glue. Not that I think they'll be helpful because they weren't helpful when I asked about the Bruce Wayne and the DX19 and what connector to use. My black suit Spider-Man should be shipping today on Monday. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. All right. Caine is here. One shoe is just randomly loose and flying out. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. There's two grievances I typically have with use Loctite glue. I have a pen and I'm going to write that down. Because I forget things. My pen's running out of ink, but that's fine. Thank you very much for that. So my two grievances with Topo are hands and feet. So I actually did, from Toy Anxiety, order the hands from the Hot Toys Caine figure in particular because he wears the ring, right? And I have to say the Topo hands that came with the last Bruce Wayne were a random assortment. One had like the indentation for a ring, but it wasn't painted. And I actually did wonder if it was their John Wick hands that they did. And then they repurposed for the Bruce Wayne because there was like weapon holding hands. And I'm like, what Bruce Wayne needs a weapon holding hand? I don't know. Okay, someone else has also said Gorilla Glue, so Helen's going to write that down too. The hands, I have to say, are nice for Topo. Topo also has this bad habit of having really shiny plastic hands. These don't feel as bad as other hands. That said, I'm happy I've got the Hot Toys ones coming because none of these hands have the ring. So we've got a pair of fists. We've got a couple of relaxed hands. And we've got a couple of trigger hands. So I got, I'm glad I got the Hot Toys ones as well because I wanted the hands for the cane and the sword, which this does not have. All I can say is thank God for basements. That's where all my boxes go. Yeah, basements not really a thing in Australia, and I feel like attics are only just becoming a thing. So I feel like an attic would be an amazing addition to my house. Gorilla Glue. I have noted that. Thank you, Anthony. They have different kinds of Loctite glue, just some for plastic, some for fabrics, and all for one. Okay, noted. Thank you very, very much. So what's interesting to me is that Topo, the good, the bad, the ugly. So I feel like with the other bodies, and I feel like I want to go get another body. So give me 2 seconds. I will be back because I feel like comparison is important to this. 2 ticks. I'm back. Hello. So, and I got to be careful because this is the loose head sculpt because lol. So, a lot of the times with Topo, their feet have this like gnarly connection and it's not secure at all. And I feel like they're often using like leg extenders, which mean that this connection doesn't sit as flush as I would like. It also means there's just no real strength to this. It's hard to pose, and in some instances, this comes out super easy. So I have not loved the ankle connections for the topo figures for the longest time. I think because Caine is a shorter figure, they've not had to use any of those connections. So we have just got a direct ball peg into the shoe, which I have no problem. One of them fell out, Shuri. I know, we're aggrieved. Let me pop in. So this is a very standard... Really? Are you that aggrieved? Are you that aggrieved? Sorry, I'm just trying to pop this foot shoe in. Which is probably a lot easier to do when you're not on a live stream, lol. But it just arrived loose. And I'm thinking it probably would benefit from a bit of heat. But we'll give it one more go. Okay. We've got it in, I think. This is where I'm like going, little things make a difference. Every other topo suit I've bought has had some form of sock. So I'm not a fan of that, guys. Like, that's a bit, come on. Like, the John Wicks, all that have socks. It's a bit ugly. It's a bit ugly. The suit itself, is okay. Looks fine to me. I'm trying to... Real holes for the jacket. So if you want the jacket done up, you can totally thread the buttons through. If you don't know how to do up real suit buttons on a 1/6 figure, I have a YouTube short that explains it, because it's actually easier than you think. If you just use a little piece of string, hook it, like you get the string, you make a loop, feed the loop through the buttonhole, and then get the string around the button and then gently push it through. You get the button in and then you just pull the string out and it's done up really easily. I think this is also potentially not going to be the best body for posing, but I seriously feel like the suit's a nice quality. Because with the Bruce Wayne suit I had, I was not loving, some of the stitching was very pronounced and not as finished as I would like. Whereas with this one, I feel like tailoring is nice. I think it needs some socks. So thankfully I have spare socks. But I do worry that these lower body is not going to be as poseable as I would like. So let me just pop some hands on Caine, because he has no hands. But again, I am glad that I got the hands from Toy Anxiety, because I'm guessing I'm going to buy the Hot Toys Caine at some point. But for now, I want it to be accurate, because if I don't get it, I don't want to not have him with the ring and the cane and all the key accessories. So I'm happy with it. I'd probably do up maybe one of the buttons, but I think to compare it to Bruce Wayne, like, I think there's a noticeable difference in the proportions of these bodies. The Bruce Wayne's taller, stockier, so I feel like the frame for Caine is probably going to be pretty spot on. He's meant to be smaller than John Wick. I think it's not the best angle, but you can definitely see the body's slimmer. It's shorter. But yeah, I think some socks topo. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But these hands are nicer. As I say, I've genuinely thought Topo hands were not great. I do have a Hot Toys head sculpt, not Caine, because I don't have a Caine one. It's on the way. This will be interesting. I have two here. I've got Chris Evans Captain America that has this extra bit of neck connector. And I have a Bruce Wayne that does not have extra neck connector. So this will be interesting because Topo promised me that this would be compatible with the Caine sculpt. I don't have that. If someone has Caine and knows, is it a sculpt like this? Or is it a sculpt like this that has the extra connector? I'd be interested to know. Let me check with the chat. I know, Shuri. I can't stand gnarly connections, weird connections maybe, but definitely not gnarly. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, the feet and the ankles are not great on most of the Topo bodies I have. So this is an improvement because I feel like the foot is a lot more secure. But yeah, like a suited figure, like it's probably 5 cents for them to include a pair of 6 scale socks. Like, come on. Try to put some nail polish on the foot pegs to give them extra strength. The thing is with these Topo, I'm so mindful of the head sculpt. It's not just that. The foot then has this connection to it as well. So it just overall feels like such a bad design in that the peg doesn't sit fully. I'm going to need to get the leg up so you can actually see what Helen's talking about. The peg doesn't sit in the leg, right? So that's not sitting flush. It's sticking out like it's a good, I want to say 3 or 4 millimeters. I'm not showing this well. There we go. Out. So see that gap? And then the foot like plugs in to that. So you've got like 2 points of like weakness here. And that it's just not good. And because it's like I tried to use normal ball pegs and shoes with it, and it just didn't have the height to connect. So it's really tricky. It's really tricky to even try to swap it. I love that we're doing live modifications. Helen, I can't see. Can you hold it higher? Oh God, I don't know what point you were saying that, so I'm sorry. Shuri admiring the collection. Yeah, she does. She likes to have a look. My little monkey. Do you think Topo suits are better than Pop Toy suits? Look, I have to be honest. It's been a long time since I've bought a Pop Toy suit. I have a very old Pop Toys Ra's al Ghul black suit that is, I think, maybe of its time. It's very baggy and unflattering. So I don't know that I can make that comment because I haven't bought one lately. I have generally been pretty happy with the Topo suits that I've bought. World Box has some really nice painted hands as a set. Oh, I know. That's not what I want. I thought I had them close by. I literally have like my kit bashing thing under the desk. And I have like 2 sets of the World Box hands because that's what I've done with my other Topo figures is I have switched out the hands. So I've bought from 1/6 kit, I've bought 2 sets of hands and yeah, they're amazing. They make a world of difference. The Topo suit looks really nice. It is. Millimeters. Yeah, it's a far more accurate measurement than it's 3/32 of an inch. What does that mean? Millimeters are like one of the most precise measurements you can use. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so Bruce Wayne sculpt that does not have connector has no neck. So I hope the Caine sculpt has this extra bit of neck connector because I feel like it's going to need it. And I don't want to have to use tubing again. For people wondering, because I know one person was aggrieved because it's the word of the week, that the Drifter reissue doesn't include the neck connector. The neck connector you need is quite an interesting one for Topo. Hang on, I might have it close by. It's a bit different in that it's lots of ASMR for everyone. It's a very short connector with like a little ball on the top. And that's what I've found with like the Armory Bruce Wayne suit that they did. This is the one that works. And this is the one that you get with the Drifter. So if you need the neck connector and you didn't get it, Kit sells them in like a set of 3. And honestly, I bought the set of 3 and they've come in super handy because there's times where Topo just doesn't give you stuff. And I'd rather have them up my sleeve and then not have to wait than get my figure and then have to wait a week for some neck connectors to come. So maybe the neck is a bit big with the Chris Evans one. I don't know. The collar probably needs a little bit of futzing too. But I'll be interested to see when I get my Caine head sculpt in, how it looks. But for me, I like the tailoring on this suit. Is it? The shirt does look like. Is it magnetic? Looks like it is magnetic, which I like. Is it magnetic or not? Yeah, I do like Topo does that. So Topo, some of their dress shirts are magnetic rather than having press studs, which helps it sit very flat to the body, which I really like. It makes such a difference. So I know I've bought some extra Topo shirts and they have had that magnetic connection. So shirt is magnetic. The tie, I think, sits really nicely. Like sometimes that can be a bit of an issue with suits. Ties don't sit. They sit really low or they fly out. Oh, his hand fell off. That's fun. I'm going, why is there a random hand here? Because I probably didn't put it in correctly. So I feel like aesthetically it looks nice. I do worry about the posing. And I think particularly if you're going to have him in some kind of action pose, I think the ugly ankle connection is going to show. So yeah, 6 scale socks. I think if you've bought any other Topo figures, they have come with socks. So I'm quite grateful that I have some spare ones that I can use with this. I think it's definitely going to be needed. And let me know, like, is that enough information? Do you want me to do a video when I get the Caine sculpt in to show how it looks? Like, let me know. I'm flexible, and I can't believe this stream's gotten to 2 hours because I was like, I have nothing to talk about, and I'm very tired, but here we are. I know Helen, I just couldn't resist. It's funny because Costa did his garage videos in millimeters, and I'm pretty sure he told me someone called him a communist for using the millimeters, and I'm like going, really? But it's just so precise. Like, why would you not want to use a more precise amount of measurement than inches? I have in Art Pattinson. I'll need a neck connector for the Drifter set. That's my understanding. So there was someone very vocal in Kit's group about the fact that the reissue of the Drifter set doesn't have the neck connector. So the connector I showed, let me get it out again. So it was literally this neck connector with a little bit of plastic tubing sitting on the top. Apparently they didn't include it with the reissue, which I think is silly. It probably cost you like 20 cents. So one guy in particular was very aggrieved about that. So I don't have the in-art sculpt. I know for me, the Hot Toy sculpt worked perfectly on that body without any neck connector, which was a nice surprise. But then I also know with the in-art sculpt, I know Bob Dylan and some other people ended up using was it maybe a Maha body, something that was a bit slimmer, because they found that the inner sculpt looked a bit small on the body. And I feel like Topo was probably doing this for the Hot Toys and then try to retrofit it and go, for in-art too. So up to you. But as I said, I know for me, having bought quite a few Topo things, having the 3-pack of those little neck connectors was super handy. And then I just went, you'll get this reference because I know you're an Aussie, Anthony. I just went to Bunnings and they just sell little tubing pieces. And I found that worked quite well because with this Bruce Wayne figure, because it's not compatible with the DX19 head sculpt, I literally have tubing from Bunnings. And I got the details of that and what I had to use in my review of this Topo suit. So if you want to know more about that, it's there if you so desire. Figure Crafts here. Hi, Helen. Good day to everyone. Good day to you. It's now Saturday for me, so lol. Steve looking slick there. Look, I think the sculpt's probably a little bit too big for the body, but I just wanted to see the connection. The neck potentially a bit too long. But it'll be interesting when I get the Caine sculpt. If I don't do a video, I will at least post some photos for people to see. I have to ask, since you're so accustomed to all the parts and pieces of figure bodies, are you more comfortable posing figures because you can fix any issues? Absolutely not. I really worry about breaking things to the point where that's why that hand fell off, because I don't push things as far as I probably should. So no, posing something I've been working on a lot. And I've been doing like posing sessions with cousin Anthony at Figure Posing Channel, and with Iron Logan. And I feel like they've taught me a lot about the anatomy of figure bodies and parts that can move that I didn't realize could move. So I feel like that's helped me a lot. But no, I still worry about breaking stuff all the time. And with my posing, I feel like I always set the parameter. Like when I do my one-on-one posing sessions with cousin Anthony, and some of them are on his YouTube channel, my brief is always, I want a cool pose that's not going to potentially destroy the figure or the suit. So I'm definitely not like Anthony or John over at Iron Logan that do these big extreme poses. I try to stay within my skill set, but also trying to preserve the figures for as long as they can, because they're not cheap, and I get they're not going to last forever. But if I can not be too extreme in the poses and it maybe gets me a few more years of them, then that's what I will do. Iman, I hope I said that correctly. Sister, brother, just finished gym. Shout out all the way from Malaysia as always. Oh wow, Malaysia, that's so cool. I went to Kuala Lumpur many, many years ago to go to the Formula One, and I had an amazing time. So welcome. I should probably go to the gym. Lord knows I could benefit from dropping some kilos. Some of my old white shirts are starting to yellow, wondering if dipping them in bleach water would help. I think if it's a plain white shirt, that is probably the easiest way to deal with it. And that's the problem. Some of those older shirts have adhesive, but Philly, this is where like you can buy replacement Topo shirts on 1/6 kit. I think they're $20 or $25 US, and I love them because it's a magnetic connection, so there's no glue or adhesive. So potentially trying one of those. I tend to just replace things out, but I feel like this is where I'm going to say Facebook search is your friend, because I feel like I have seen people mention in the past what they've done. or just go to the Oracle. There's Bob Dylan. That's also where I tend to go to for troubleshooting. But the Topo, do I have one close to me? I do. I actually bought one. Topo, yeah, I've got a couple of swap out shirts for my suits from Topo. And this is like a white one. And you can see it's like it's sewn in at the top, but the rest of it is like magnetic, which is beautiful because then you don't have adhesives or any issue of having staining through there. So it's up to you if you prefer to try to fix it. I'd probably check with Bob because I'm sure he's probably got some recommendations. But I do like the Topo ones being magnetic because I feel like they also just sit very flat to the body. And I think that's where a lot of older suited figures, why they look not great, is because of how bulky layers are, because a lot of people were using like press studs and things like that. But 1/6 kit, I bought a white one and I bought a navy blue, which is what I've used on my John Wick 2 version kit bash, because that suit came with a black shirt. And when I've watched the movie at times, the shirt has felt more blue than black. And I wanted to have the option. So I've got the navy blue shirt on it at the moment. And it might sound weird, but I really like it because I feel like it breaks up just how flat all the black looked. Isn't that right, Shuri? You're rolling around. Hello, happy Friday. Often, how are you? Happy Friday. Happy Saturday for me now. Sweet. I love these live kit bashing or unboxings when you do them. Look, I'm just very fortunate that I have this sort of 3-tier trolley that sits under my desk. And it's just where I keep like spare parts, bits I've bought around. So it's just been handy to be able to show you guys things like the neck connectors and stuff like that. But yeah, and I actually do like having a lot of spare parts because it just makes it that bit easier if you get something and you have to tinker with it. I recently from 1/6 kit even just got, not because I needed it, because I thought it might be handy in the future, they have a set of leg extenders at different heights and sizes. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. That could be something in the future that could help me. 4-hour stream, absolutely not. I thought this was going to be 90 minutes max. And then people wanted me to show the Topo Caine suit. And I did, but I'm exhausted. I need to go to bed soon because I'm very, very tired. Millimeters for the win, centimeters rock just as much. Yes, centimeters are also good. Centimeters are also good. Maybe I'm just weird, but I don't associate millimeters with communism. I don't know. It was the oddest comment. I remember Costa telling me, I'm positive that was the comment someone made, but someone really took offense to the fact that he gave measurements in millimeters. Whereas I was just like, millimeters are so precise. Why wouldn't you do that? I was just shooting my custom Craig Bond last night. Needs an upgraded suit. I will try a Topo set. They look great. Look, I'm really a fan of Topo suits. And I have to say, I had some grievances with the grey Bruce Wayne, but this Caine one is looking really nice. Like the issues I had around weak ankle connections, not so much. There's Shuri. The stitching looks really nice on this. I thought the stitching was not, it was a bit pronounced when it shouldn't have been with the grey suit. And the thing I always like about the Topo suits is the layers just always sit so nicely. Like you don't have that issue of the jacket is flying out. Like it just, they look good. With this Caine, I think it needs some socks. This Caine suit is a smaller body, but I do know they have on 1/6 kit a 3-piece suit like this, but on a bigger body, which would probably be what you'd want for James Bond, or otherwise there is a tuxedo. So there's some options there. But yeah, I think this is like my 7th Topo suit, and 6 of them I've been really happy with. I've had no issues with them whatsoever. Different size plastic tubes are essential for every kit basher. Great tip. I think so. Like I seriously like like this little container that I have like just different neck connectors. Because sometimes you need different things. And as I said, I'd rather have them for when I need them. They're not, I've got like spare neck pieces. I've got different kinds of little like different size ball pegs. So this is really my random odds and ends, but it's been so handy when something's come in and you're like, oh, this doesn't quite work right, or I need to adjust this, to have it. And a lot of this stuff is not expensive. So sometimes if I'm placing a small order, I might add a couple of things that I think will be handy to have on hand. And yeah, it's never wasted. It's never wasted. Formula One at Sepang circuit, right? Yeah, at Sepang. I remember because it was Lewis Hamilton's rookie season. That's how old I am. It was a very long time ago. But it was awesome. I had a great time in Kuala Lumpur. A great idea. They look great. Thanks. You are welcome. I think Topo should provide you with their stuff to review and work with for free by now. Look, I don't know. I don't know if they're annoyed at me for my Bruce Wayne review because I was a bit negative Nelly, which I typically am not, but there were issues with it that I didn't agree with. And my biggest thing was the body should have 100% been compatible with a Hot Toys head sculpt because that's what I think 95% of us are going to use. And the hands were just an issue. Like, I've swapped these hands out. Oh, no, I haven't. I don't know if I can show this to you guys. Look at this hand. Focus, please. Can you see there's like the sculpting of a ring on this hand? Why? Why is there sculpting of a ring on this hand? It shouldn't be there. So little things like the hands and the ankle connectors, but the head connector really annoyed me because the photos they use show very expensive, like 2,000 US custom sculpts. Cool, but that's not what most of us are using. And that's why I asked the question of, will this suit be compatible with the Caine sculpt? And they have not included a neck connector. They definitely have not included a neck connector. So now I'm going to wait and see, because if it's not compatible, I'm not going to be happy. Chris Evans' head sculpt can come off. But I'm happy with this suit. I think the proportions look nice. If I was smarter, I would have had one of my John Wick figures. It's fine. Tailoring looks good. The hands are an improvement. But I am glad I'm getting the Hot Toys hand so I can have the ring. But I don't know if they work with anyone. I don't pretend to be a reviewer. I think my reviews are not good. I've more done the reviews I've done, particularly on the suits, because I feel like people don't do that. So I feel like that's where I can maybe add some value, whereas things where everyone's getting them and reviewing them, I always feel like I'm not going to do it as much justice as other people. So I tend not to. So, want to ask you about Thor. Do you prefer Road War Thorn suit or Infinity War suit? Because I've been waiting, customize my Thor in full mods. Goodness, I think both are good, to be honest. I think it depends what you're wanting. Are you including it in an Avengers display, or are you doing more of a Thor display? I really like the Infinity War Thor. It's actually the one I have in my technically endgame display because I don't really like Bro Thor. But I think the Road Worn one looks really good too. So I think it just depends how you're displaying it. I think if I was in more of an Avengers display, I'd probably go more towards Infinity War. But then I know for some people, Thor's got to have long hair. So I think there's a bit of personal preference. That shirt looks off-white. Which one? Oh, you need to set up a site selling Helen's Kit Bash kits to give Justin a run for his money. No, I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine. I'm fine not doing that. I got to head out, but thanks as always, Helen, for Friday streams. Hope to see you next week. Have a great weekend, everyone. Have a great weekend too, Mike. Thanks for coming to hang out. Uh, although Daniel Ricciardo is a perennial favourite. Oh, Lou Ham is the man. That's Lewis Hamilton. Okay. Yeah, look, Daniel Ricciardo. He's from Perth. He's a local boy. I have a signed photo somewhere, and I love it because I took the photo. We had this event in Perth once called the Festival of Speed, and it was like a Red Bull event. So they had Mark Webber, and they had one of the Red Bull cars out. And then Daniel Ricciardo did some laps of the race circuit up here. And I took my SLR camera and got a nice photo. And a friend got it signed for me. So, God, where is that in my house? I have no idea. I'm so bad at collecting too much stuff. Because I'm really into sport as well. So I have so much basketball and tennis and F1 stuff that it's crazy. Sorry if you already answered this. When is Wanda coming? I wish I knew. I have not answered. I have no idea when to think I'm going to get Wanda because the Australian distributor says July. I don't believe that for a second because it's only just released in Hong Kong. So I'm waiting for them to update their estimate. In a perfect world, it would be 2 to 3 months. So if I was getting it September-ish, I'd be happy. I'm trying to be more of a realist and hoping I get it before Christmas because the DX32 Joker's been more than 6 months from Hong Kong release to Australian release. So, I mean, I wish I'd have it soon because I really want to sell off the Age of Ultron Wanda now that I know the Endgame one's released because I've always wanted that to upgrade my A-Force display. I know Cousin Anthony just got his Artisan Wanda, so I'm super jealous, but I'm just getting the sculpted one and yeah, if I could get that in September, I would be so happy, but I'm trying not to get too fixated on that because it really irked me with the Joker how long I was waiting because when it released in Hong Kong in November, I thought, cool, like, you know, February, March, I'll have it. And then it was meant to come in April, then they pushed it out to May, and I just didn't understand what the huge delay was with it. It was just, it got to me. And I like to think I'm a pretty patient collector, but when the goalpost just kept moving so many times, it got to me. Road War Thorn is dope, but Gladiator Thor I love the most. I had Gladiator Thor at one point. I really liked it, but it was a random figure that I bought that went with nothing else, and I ended up selling it for that reason. But I think I do like Gladiator Thor. I think it's cool. I went to the Grand Prix every year in Adelaide before Melbourne stole it from us. Oh, I know that's very controversial. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's funny. I went to the KL Grand Prix with a friend because from Perth, it was literally like the same travel time as going to Melbourne. But then with the exchange rate, everything was cheaper. Like the flights on par, but accommodation, the tickets to the race, food, everything was cheaper in KL. So, so many people were like, why don't you just go to Melbourne? I was like, well, because I got to go to another country and experience a whole lot of other stuff. And literally it was cheaper than going to Melbourne, which cracked me up. One thing I liked about Road Worn Thor are the cape. Oh, die-cast Mjolnir and also the Suda head as accessories. It's just something different from others. Yeah, it is. It's cool. Like, I don't... Like, there's so many good Thor figures. Like, I don't really know that there's a bad choice between the two of them, to be honest. I think both are really good. On that note, it's 12:35 a.m. and I think I'm going to wrap things up because this stream went way longer than I expected. So well done, everyone. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Next week, Joker unboxing. I hope he's meant to come Monday, Tuesday. So I'm hoping I'll have the DX32 to unbox with you guys. Hopefully the information on Caine was useful. And again, if you want me to do a video showing that final product with when I get the sculpt in, let me know. If not, I'll just do some photos on Instagram. But guys, thank you so much for coming to hang out. If you've enjoyed the stream, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button on the way out. If you're new, maybe consider subscribing. It's free. I would appreciate it. I'm on the road to 3,500, which is still crazy to me. A friend of mine who is a full-time YouTuber and has millions of followers, he always puts it in the context of imagining the physical amount of people. It's like a basketball stadium full of people. Like one of the basketball stadiums I regularly go to. That's how many subscribers I am, and that blows me away. So if you have subscribed, I appreciate you. If you're a channel member, I appreciate you even more. If a channel membership is something you're interested in, I don't tend to plug them, but there's a link in the description. I think it's like $1 a month. Something to consider if you are so inclined. But guys, I really appreciate it. Got some love in the comments. Thank you. Thanks for another fun stream. Thank you, Toy Collect. You're here every week and I appreciate it. As is Anthony. Thanks, Helen. Great stream. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks for coming to hang out. Uncarded Reviews. Thank you for hanging out. Shuri's even come to send farewells. It was great catching you live. Thanks for being here, Ramstein fan. I know you're a regular viewer, so it's nice to see you live in the comments. Often, sir, hope you're doing well. You got to get on to John and Cousin Anthony. What's with this sporadic rundown? Like, they promised Thunderbolts. No Thunderbolts discussion, because when they wrapped up Last of Us, I was like, cool, are you now going to do your Thunderbolts chat? No. Where's the commitment? Where's the commitment to streaming? Thank you for another great live stream. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Dr. No. You too. All right, stay safe, sister. We'll stay safe to you. Go well with your gym workouts. Looking forward to the DX32 unboxing. Me too. But now I know to be mindful of that strand of hair because I don't want to break something live on a stream. Guys, thank you so much. So many nice comments wishing me well. Guys, be safe, be happy, have a lovely weekend. And I and Shuri will see you next Friday where hopefully we're a little bit less aggrieved.